So this has actually been a really heavy day of posting, and I really don't care what anyone thinks, but I usually know myself and I usually post a bunch and then take 2 days off, which just, even if I try to break that pattern, that's usually what I do. I have no idea why. You know, we all are creatures of habit, but I was like thinking about the cards and just listening to other people's tarot, and then I was watching this like post, I was reading this post that Lena Dunham posted and thinking about nostalgia, and she was like, I'm being nostalgic and talking about girls, and I lived in New York City in my 20s when that show was on the air, and so I was like, it was weird to watch the issues you're going through while somebody else is going through it. But also it's just like annoying because I was struggling. I was like the best job I had was like working 600 a week at like a Muslim school as an art teacher. That's like very, very poor to live in New York off of. That was the most money I made. And other situations I had like stipends because I was at Pratt for a while, or I also just lived in New York with like nothing. I remember there were periods of time where my sister and I were living or I was staying at her place in Crown Heights for periods of time when we just really had no money. And we were artists, I mean, we knew a lot. We lived with other artists and we knew other artists, and they didn't have money either. We all worked as like waitresses. We worked at coffee shops. I know that for part of the show, the character works at a coffee shop, but also like, I'm just feeling like I don't feel nostalgia for that period. Like, I love Brooklyn and I loved my time there. It's about like 6 years total in and out. And the last time I lived there was 2019, and I just intuitively left right before the pandemic. I was there for like almost a year, and then I just like left. I don't know. Then the pandemic hit. I don't know why, but I love New York so much. Why am I talking about this? Because like Lena Dunham does not see at all how that was just like put in her lap, and I love that she has that naivete, that she's just like, oh, like I'm an amazing writer. Like, I'm not saying she's not. She's a skilled writer, but like everyone always brings up how that show is just like a nepotism show. Like, it would never have happened if her mother had been able to post her film on the Guggenheim website and also give her like $30,000 to make it, like for tiny furniture. I'm just saying like Lena Dunham's posts to me are so like delusional. Like, she talks about herself like she's like a goddess, and also has no awareness of how like there's people who are like way freaking smarter than her that like just didn't have that door opened. And I remember actually being in New York City and talking to my friend about this and being like, oh man, I just like wish I had some job like that. Like, I'm a writer. I can write like that. And I did acting when I was a kid for many years, and I mean through teenagehood. And I mean, not that I would want to be in charge of girls. It's like a high pressure job, but also every woman on that show is famous. Like, there's no reason to have a bunch of famous people unless you want to get attention for their famousness. And so none of them, I'm trying to say that none of them had experienced real artistry, the real poverty of artistry in their lives as people, these actors. None of them. So like, how can they portray it to us? And also the characters weren't really poor. They all like somehow had weird situations where they had money. It was just like a good show with like, it was like a soap opera kind of thing. And we all like related to Lena Dunham because she was like not the typical body type. And beyond that, I think I could have written it drunk in my sleep in second grade.